There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Tapped in episode 7. Beep, 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 beep. We got to start. Another thing too with the structure shit. I want us to really, because like I said, we got people watching this shit, and we need to really introduce ourselves. And I feel like for the people that we promote to, whatever. Like I said, they may not know all of us really. You know what I'm saying? So, I think we should all, introduce ourselves every week. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
I mean,
we don't.
Right.
We're recording right now?
Yes, this is live.
Oh, okay.
This
hey,
is live.
Listen, get it all. Behind the scenes, figure it out as we figure it out.
You feel what I'm
Join
saying?
us on the journey of Tapp'd Radio.
Tapp'd Radio. So welcome
Next
everyone.
week on Tapp'd Radio.
Welcome.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Episode 7. DJ and Meezy, Pastor King, Frenchie. You know what I mean?
His real name is Kwame. I think it's a beautiful African name, my brother.
So real quick. I want both of y'all to kind of like just tell a little bit about yourselves. And, you feel what I'm saying? As far as this, you know what I mean? Because some people always say like, well, people, not the people that know us so well. You feel what I'm saying? But people be like, I've had people like, well. Who you do it with? Who you do it with? I'm like, these my homies for real. You feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of what y'all like, chime in and with y'all and just a little bit about yourselves, at least,
Yeah. I'm with that. Because I don't feel like the people know it. Hey, people. It's us.
Hey, people.
I'm going to look at the camera. It's us. I'm Fast the King. A.K.A. Fast, a.k.a. Milton, a.k.a.
Milton.
Yeah, I know, right? That's my dad's middle name. But not, as many know, or some know, some might not. I'm kidding. Some might not. I am a lover of music, like many of you. I've had an opportunity to work with some artists. Sunday, Heavy Music, Luca, Penelope Dollars, ASIC. I've worked with Tamale Joy, different states, different cities. I have plenty of friends in the industry and in music entertainment, like my friend right here, the illustrious DJ and Easy. And
I appreciate you, bro.
We talk about this every day, so we decided to go ahead and record it and see if there's people that think like us or have opinions and want to chime in. But we're also down with
conversations on a broader scale.
Yeah, that's it. And I love it. That's why I'm here.
We had a nice little session.
We always have a good session where we just reset a record.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed we didn't record our conversation the other day, though.
Oh yeah. Yo, and I feel like we can probably do that again. But I feel like something like that we can actually do it on IG for real. You know what I'm saying? Some of that we can do on IG because we can get a lot of get a lot of feedback on that. But all right, Frenchie, go ahead and give your tell the people about you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yo, I'm Frenchie. I smoke weed. Y'all niggas every day. Music every day. My girlfriend wants to me while I'm talking to y'all niggas. And yeah, that's me.
Look at the know you actually. Yeah, did you go to the barbershop?
Like 2 weeks ago, going back Saturday.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the ones that's watching, I gave in and I went to the barbershop.
I'm going around regularly anyway, so I ain't never like really stopped my rotation.
We have basketball though.
Right. And for those who don't know me, y'all people's for real, you feel me? I know y'all got people watching and tuned in. You know what I'm saying? DJ and Meezy, you know what I mean? just a young DJ from Baltimore. You know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean?
Hey, Baltimore.
I'm not really going to talk too much about myself. I feel like enough people have heard of me. If not,
Who said that?
go ahead, tap in.
Talk your shit, bro. Talk your shit, bro.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. Just you know what I mean? Going on with this, probably like 12, 13 years. You know.
How many years you been DJing, bro? How many years you been DJing?
That's what I'm saying. Like 12 on a what I like to call a professional level. You feel what I'm saying? Probably about 12 to 13 years. You feel what I'm saying?
Wow.
I've been able to DJ a lot of events. I've been able to DJ, you know, in different cities of the country. I'm very tapped into the music industry. I got a lot of
all pun intended.
yeah, all pun intended. Got some friends in high places in the music industry. Done radio, internet radio, regular radio, all that shit. Worked with a lot of artists, local artists, some famous artists. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's just it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that. I don't look at myself as that big headed guy. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like if I want to do some shit like this, I'm not about to reach out to, you know, the fake friends and the, you know, the clout chase and all that. I'm gonna do some shit like this with my niggas. You feel me? My day ones. So it is what it is. You know what I
Nothing
mean?
wrong with that. You know, and for those, you know, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back. Or if you have been, or if this is your first episode, thank you for tuning in. You know, we just talking though. Feel free to we can send the Zoom link if you want to chime in and join our conversation. If you watch us on Facebook, you can comment on there, comment on the Facebook Live as well. So you know, we pretty much talk about everything. Everything. I need to show that. We can check it. You know what? Like, and I should have my own show. Like, I just sit in the wicker chair, like Petey Green. Just have a panther sitting next to me and shit. The pandemic, man. You going out? You live in Baltimore, don't you, French?
Ain't shit to do, man.
I see they done extended y'all order out there. Does it matter to you? Or you just want to continue? You're an essential worker, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm still working. I'm only working a couple hours a day, though.
What do you do, though?
I drug test people for a couple hours and then go home.
So you're a phlebotomist.
Yeah, I'm not really drawing blood that much anymore like I used to.
Y'all stopped me because of the whole COVID thing?
Now my lab kind of switched over. I kind of switched positions, but you know, trying to my school
okay.
Everything.
Therefore, you're an essential worker, though. So clap for you.
Shout out to all the essential workers. One time for the essential workers. You feel what I'm
You
saying?
too, Andre.
Yeah, man. Look, man.
Y'all been out here. Y'all really been out here every day since this thing happened.
Yeah, my daily routine, my life has not changed.
Has not changed.
You feel what I'm saying?
How do you feel? Have you had a cold? Are you sick?
Oh no. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Thinking about this shit, I did have a slight sickness back in December. It's actually on Christmas. I remember Christmas Day vividly. Christmas Day, I literally was in the bed all day. I didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? I was hurt.
Christmas Day dying, son.
Yeah,
like,
so
A lot of people were sick.
I feel like this may have been that, because I know a lot of people that was, sick in December. I feel like this could have been this could have been a piece of that, and by the fact that niggas, went through it already, and now it's just really hitting. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know, but ever since, you know, I've been cool. I feel like the steps that they're asking you to take is shit you should be doing every day anyway. You feel what I'm saying? Washing your hands, don't touch your face. You feel what I'm saying? Shit like that, like the shit you should be doing anyway. You feel what I'm saying? So
I agree.
I don't think it's
What are you really doing out here?
yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, yo, let's talk some music shit. Yeah, man, we had a nice little intro for real. I'm not for sure who's watching, but I do want them to stay tuned in, keep them entertained. Tapp'd In Radio, episode 7. We were talking about the last episode. We ended on underrated, underappreciated artists. So I felt like that was a good place to start.
When you say underappreciated, I mean, are you referring to record sales? Are you referring to
no? What I mean that can be included.
Assistance they were given,
right? All of that.
Just all around. You know, he was hot and y'all slept on him. And
right. That's how I look at it. Because I look at it like this. I don't want to get into just a specific, like when you say record sales. I don't want to get into just record sales because sometimes the artists don't have really control on how shit is going as far as the certain business side of things. For real, like you got it. When people understand the music business, it's so many people that's pulling strings behind the scene. The artist is just like the tip of the iceberg. You know what I'm saying? What you see and what you get out of the performance and shit, that's just the tip. But everybody else in the background, you know what I'm saying, is actually making this shit work. They don't get to see that. Some people who not really tapped into the music business don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? So but I just feel like overall, like when I say underappreciated, like we were talking about last time, I just feel like artists that probably should have got a bigger push, or they weren't able to be as successful probably as they wanted to be for whatever reason. You feel what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of music out there, and we go through this shit.
I was doing like my own research earlier, and I realized that a lot of the music, a lot of the people that we realize is underrated is because they're like more regional.
Mm-hmm.
We don't listen to, I mean, depending like our Northeast region, we don't listen to a lot of like Houston music or real parts of California or different parts. Like there's more region like Mac Dre, where you get to like Zero, or different people people down in Florida like JT Money and shit like that, from all over the different regions. It's just more regional that's populated areas that they don't get much attention.
Right.
That independent ground.
Yeah.
Right.
You get it out. That is considered underrated, underappreciated, but people may not know of them because they live in a certain area.
Right.
So I guess you would categorize. Correct me if I'm wrong. The underground.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of untapped
that paved their way through the underground.
There's a lot of people that get up out of it. There's a lot of people that stay in it. I feel you on that. There's definitely people that you only hear when you go to. There's people here. There's a guy by the name of Camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
From Savannah. I heard he passed. I heard he died. But he was about to get it. And you want to know what's crazy? Gucci knew him, was a fan. Gucci always, it was crazy because when I was getting that story, it was like, damn, Gucci always find them good stars, good rappers, and vouch for them. We have movies, Gucci, vouch for them. Things like that. He still shop off a while. It's crazy, because you can look at it from, we talk about underappreciated or underrated. We can talk about it being regional. But we also talk about it having something to do with the label. Not getting the proper push or the proper promotion.
Right.
There's a lot of times if you didn't produce something for the label that the label wanted, they shelved your shit. You would be sitting there until you make that record that they know is going to make some money. That sound that they found you on, the sound they kind of want you to continue to always have, and that's really not, who you are as an artist, and that's been kind of put around and go to. How people decide to go independent.
They're setting us and make their type of music.
Right. So let's jump into let's just throw some artists that come across the mind. You know what I'm saying? That like I said, we did some a little last week, and I feel like it was a good start. I want to keep going. And
I got one.
What's up?
Damo Genesis. From the Odd Future Camp.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a dope rapper.
Yeah.
I think I like the
Yeah.
Damo.
Say it again.
I like the Earl Sweatshirt more than Damo, but Damo was good.
You don't like Earl Sweatshirt now, I bet.
Not as much, but I don't listen to Damo as much now neither.
If I play the Dom verse for you right now, Damo verse for you right now, and a Earl Sweatshirt version right now, you definitely would still be like, okay, Damo still got it. That's deep.
About somebody like Joey Badass.
I'll take it.
I got one.
What do you think? He's underrated or underappreciated?
Who did he say? I'm sorry, I missed it. Who did he say?
Joey Badass.
Joey Badass. I feel like I would say I feel like he's more probably underrated. I don't feel like he's underappreciated. And I only say that because I feel like he's still like niggas just said, like y'all was just talking about, especially a lot of artists, coming from that underground era, been that underground era. And I feel like as you move forward in your career, there's a point where you choose an avenue to take. Some of them like to stay there. They feel like they don't really like the ways of the industry. They don't like the ways of, Hollywood and shit like that. And then there's others who take that route because they like, look, I know I can be a star. I know I can make this work and still be me or whatever. And I feel like Joey Badass, in my opinion, gives me that, he don't really want that mainstream highlight. You feel what I'm saying? He's cool. He's comfortable with it. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like it's a lot of artists like this. So that's why me personally, I would say he's underrated. I wouldn't say he's underappreciated because I feel like anybody who listens to Joey Badass or, people who tapped into that scene of music, that underground scene, you know what I'm saying? Anytime Joey Badass comes up, it's like you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I fuck Joey Badass.
Right. Somebody look at the endo. Freddie Gibbs.
Freddie Gibbs. Yo, Gibbs.
I love Freddie Gibbs. Let's talk about Freddie Gibbs.
I like Frederick. I'm not gonna lie.
It's the name of tracks. Man, I can't stunt.
I like Frederick.
Just talking about labels, situations, and promotion, whatever. Freddie was fucking with Jeezy at one point.
Very true. And I feel like he didn't deliver what Jeezy was looking for. You feel what I'm saying?
I think he did better on his own. Like when he was really other lane on his own.
So when the shit popped off, Freddie Gibbs wasn't shy about it. He went on interviews, he made records, he said things. Jeezy was quiet for a while. Jeezy finally spoke, and Jeezy was just on some shit like, I got you on songs with Eminem, I got you on songs with T.I. You was on my mixtape, you had mixtapes, tours, spent money on videos, you didn't even use because you didn't like them. He was like, I took you to label, and they didn't want to shine you. Like, I'll help you however I can help you. I just can't play you.
The nigga really got his own. I think he ain't really tried too hard to get into the mainstream of it. I think his last album was a little bit more of an approach to try to get to the mainstream out of it.
What he's doing now is probably what the fuck he probably should have did back when he was fucking easy, but I don't know the circumstances and who don't want the major label deal to get that distribution and it's that push that we all look for to do what we want to do. Because what Gibbs got going on now is great, and I'm pretty sure he's comfortable. He did that stint out there when he got accused of raping that girl overseas, and he went to jail for a minute, and he came home. I know he probably got a totally different perspective, and it was a shame because I don't think he didn't do it, and ain't nothing happened with that. But he home. I'm not gonna say underrated, but for me, I'd say underappreciated.
I would say I would put him in the underappreciated category.
Yeah. It's a couple. It's two that came to mind. I'm gonna throw them both out there, and I feel like they're both. They're not underrated at all. They're very well known. They're very underappreciated, and that's of course Spitter, Currency, and Big Crit. I feel like those are very underappreciated. I feel like underappreciated, and it's crazy because I watched a segment. I don't know if it was Joe Budden's podcast or it was something where somebody asked him, when you talk about top rappers and shit like that, why don't certain names come up like Currency? You feel what I'm saying? A nigga that can really deliver, that really spit. A nigga that's been on both major labels in your city. You feel what I'm saying? A nigga that's been with one of the hottest rappers in the game. A nigga that's been on hit records. You feel what I'm saying? Like mainstream hit records. But, how come his name doesn't come? And it's crazy because most of the time you bring up Spitter I know we all three of us are, core fans, but when you bring up his name in a conversation of hip hop, I don't really feel like you get I feel like you get the damn, I kind of forgot about Spitter, or damn, like, you know what I mean? He's just not at the front of people's brain when it comes to hip hop. And I feel like,
I think that way on purpose though, son.
Right, and that's what I was getting to. And that's why I brought up the Joe Budden thing. When they asked Joe Budden how he feel about Spitter, Joe Budden is always very honest and blunt about how he feel. He really said nothing negative. He said, I feel like you can't. You're right, you can't. He said, I feel like Spitter, Spitter's always, been in his own lane, and you can tell he don't give a fuck about the mainstream, this, that, and the other, because he's winning where he is. You feel what I'm saying? It's not like he's hurting. He's been winning ever since. You feel what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about. I would say that Spitter is probably talked about in different realms of hip hop.
Right.
I think people look at Spitter's grind and use it as a blueprint.
And you got to, son, because
it might not be spoken about, but when you talk about independence, Spitter name comes up just like Nipsey name comes up.
Just like Wiz comes up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm saying.
And then granted,
Wiz really dropped that what was that shit, the cushion orange juice and then the black and yellow and all that shit, and that's when he really started to cross over.
Yeah. By the time he got the black and yellow, which was on his first major label album, with Atlantic and shit. Shout out Atlantic. You know what I'm saying? I got fam over there. Shout out Atlantic Records. Yeah, like I felt like once he got there, yeah, that's when he started to, you feel what I'm saying, conform to the mainstream. I felt like also that's what he wanted to do. You feel what I'm saying? I felt like he knew he could take that route and really still be successful. You feel what I'm saying?
He said he had opportunities to get on major labels, and he just turned them down because he felt that he was doing better on his own,
deliver his own product.
Right.
Less hassle. He could put out whatever music he wants to, whenever he wants to.
And that's
like he drop shit like it's nothing, son.
And let's keep it funky.
He ain't gotta go through nobody to do some shit like that.
And let's keep it funky. We've been listening to Spitter for a very long time. It hasn't changed. Nothing has changed about Spitter's rap. But we still appreciate it for what it is and what he offers.
Right.
When he gets on those instrumentals that he gets, when he works with those producers that he works with, he switches up the flow, he plays shit every now and then. But
he killed that shit on Westside Gun last album.
You know what to expect. Like, and things like that. Westside Gun, even Currency, I wasn't expecting.
And if you look over Currency's career, one thing I noticed is that, especially when he dropped his albums, when Currency drops an album, not his mixtapes, an album, I'm talking your Pilot Talk, I'm talking Canal Street Confidential, I'm talking The Stoned Immaculate, you know what I'm saying? Those albums, mind you, he always had a feature with the hottest artist at that time.
Yo, it's because everybody fuck with him.
Because everybody fuck with him.
Features for Stoned Immaculate.
Wale, Marsha Ambrosius, 2 Chainz. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody.
Canal Street Confidential. You had Future on the first track. Spitter and Future.
That was great.
Come on, bro.
That was great.
And everybody he collabs with is magical, bro. It's like, you feel what I'm saying? It's magic. That's why I love Spitter so much, because it's like, don't get it twisted. He can get with the A-listers if he want to. You feel what I'm saying? He can pull them strings if he wants to. But I feel like everybody in the game respects him so much because he created his own lane, his own label, his whole own movement, and very successful. You feel what I'm saying? Where it's like, I don't need the major labels to do this. I don't need major label funding to do this. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I feel like he's so respected in the game. You know what I mean? So,
what you feel about Big Crit though? You mentioned Big Crit.
Same with Big Crit. I feel like
I feel like Big Crit don't do enough justice for himself also, bro. Like he hasn't been around like Spitter has also.
Yeah, but the thing about Big Crit too, Big Crit also doesn't. He doesn't just he's not just a performer too. He also does a lot of production. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean?
He's making a whole song.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And not just for himself. He taps in with others as well. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a combination of the two. I definitely feel like with Frenchie just said, I definitely feel like he, at times he doesn't do enough justice for himself. But you gotta think he did. He some of the feed. You go through some of his projects, some of his features. You know what I'm saying? He got some big hitters. You know what I'm saying? His first major track that I know of that people caught on to at the time was country shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody when Crit really started first making noise, it was that country shit. Now when he dropped the remix, I think Ludacris was on there.
Ludacris.
And was it somebody else or?
I think his homeboy was on there.
Okay. I know he got he has features with T.I. You feel what I'm saying? Features with Raheem Devon. Big Crit and Raheem Devon. Crazy.
I fuck with her, man. He got a real. That's one of the people I was talking about earlier when I was speaking on like the regional shit, because especially like when I was in the military, like a lot of my people from like that from the South, they really fuck with him heavy. They still do to this day, like fuck with him like how we fuck with our favorite rappers. Like,
I feel like, and I feel like that goes back to what you were saying about the regional thing too. For you know what I'm saying, like Big Crit. Granted, he comes from where's he from, Mississippi? Or you know what I'm saying? But I also feel like he the South in general shows him a lot of respect. You know what I'm saying? Just that southern region, he gets a lot of love and respect in the southern region more than anywhere else. You know what I mean?
I got another person I feel that's unappreciated. Big Sean.
I'm gonna lay this out. I'm not the biggest Big Sean fan, son. Outside of his Finally Famous mixtapes and a couple albums, like
I feel like he's probably unappreciated now because the quality of music he was putting out when he was first getting on and first got with good music and shit like that, and then after just kind of, you know what I'm saying?
He still be I'm waiting for this Detroit kid. He still be rapping.
Yeah. But also I do feel like if you listen to his last two albums, I feel like a lot of his bars are lazy. I feel like Big Sean gives you a lot of lazy bars.
He gives some full of bars sometimes, man. It's like, all right. I feel like he had the name, man. He ain't really stick with it.
Yeah.
He fell back.
Created a lot of shit too.
So let's get into the way you said. I'm glad you said Big Sean fans, because I want to get into let's talk about some of the big labels, the bigger labels, like the bigger music labels in hip hop, and about their I guess what you would call like their B-list artists on the roster, or artists that didn't get the push that they deserve on that label. I'll give you an example. With Styley and MMG. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when people think MMG and talk about MMG, you get Ross, me, Wale. You feel me? And at one point, Omarion. Now I feel like That's because it's Omarion. You know what I'm saying? So
Marion go anywhere.
right,
He dance his way.
right. But nobody would ever. I feel like if you ask 100 people, 100 hip hop heads, what major label style he was on, they probably couldn't tell you.
You wouldn't even know.
You feel what I'm
Sounded
saying?
like the project was decent though too. Y'all listen to it?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. I agree.
I feel like 2 Chainz is Titty Boy on Disturbing the Peace.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get that. He didn't get that.
He really did. Titty Boy really did a whole list, man. Like
Yeah.
a whole,
But I
180.
like Titty Boy. I like 2 Chainz' Titty Boy.
I did too, man. But he really transformed himself.
Yeah.
He had to make himself marketable.
Right.
True Religion,
Right.
his first 2 Chainz, was that the True Religion mixtape?
No, but I think he was 2 Chainz with like Trap Valley and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that was 2 Chainz.
But he was like 2 Chainz, aka Titty Boy.
Titty Boy still.
Like on some of that shit.
Now,
You know what I'm saying?
now, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
He could have walked around. Put Titty Boy.
Let me ask you a question. Now, y'all know, I'm sure y'all know he was one half of the group Player Circle. You feel what I'm saying?
Never to the other guy.
Yeah, who knows? Did y'all ever listen to that album?
No.
The Player Circle
That's
album?
Bad Boy.
Go listen to that album. When y'all get a chance, go listen to the Player Circle album. Of course, the one and only hit single was Duffel Bag Boy. Shout out Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that you get Titty Boy on that album. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and like you know, like I said, I feel like it's always for different factors. 2 Chainz knew. I felt like he knew, like, I know I can be a star. You feel what I'm saying? So let me go back and reinvent myself to 2 Chainz, and I got to step away from this situation and go over here to really be a star. You know what I'm saying? So.
He dropped 2 albums.
I felt like Bad Boy.
He dropped 2 albums.
I felt like Bad Boy had a lot of them.
That boy had.
Get him out of there. One and done. Cut the check. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to know something that was terrible about it though? They were good. The band was good. Day 26 was good. And it came. Was good. The girls been sitting there because the girls started going crazy.
Early with the
Nigga,
band,
Carl Thomas, bro.
Carl Thomas.
That.
I mean, had the white boy rapper.
Who?
Bad Boy had a white boy rapper. I can't remember his name.
The only white boy rap I know associated with Bad Boy was MGK.
There was somebody before him, yo. And he was old. He had another group. I think it was like a girl group. It was a group. He had a lot of shit.
Yeah, Danity Kane. Yeah, Danity Kane.
No, he had something else before that. He had something else before that. Y'all remember B5?
They were trash. They really were trash.
I can't do it. So.
They really were trash. And you gotta think when B5 came out.
He tried.
B5 came out. You already had B2K. You already had Pretty Ricky. You feel what I'm saying? I think IMX, aka Immature, was still making noise. You feel what I'm saying? So you had already had these solidified, R&B groups. You said what?
Immature, I ain't here.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like, with B5, yo, it was just like, come on, yo. And then their major hit was literally a remake. Like it wasn't. They didn't.
That's a lot of them shits during them times. All the little boy groups on B5. What's the other? They was all making little remixes of older songs of I think New Edition and shit like that.
Let's see.
Bring back that.
What? You don't remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was like what, last year?
Damn.
Tues, yeah. Yeah. Remember we was talking about how the media tried to say nobody went to the funeral and shit.
Yeah, okay. Yo, the media ain't shit.
Right. Let's see what's on Bad Boy. Black Rob.
Yo, shout out to Black Rob. The Black Rob was a great. I think the Black Rob Report was a great album.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody has listened to that album.
Yeah.
That was my nigga, son.
But I just want to tell y'all that altogether, 37 acts that were a part of Bad Boy Records.
Yeah.
37.
I'm looking at this shit now. This shit's crazy.
Because then he had that fucking hitmaker, son. Squad, son. He was making remixes. He made that remix. Come and talk to me. He made he was making our dance to every day.
Did he really invented the remix?
Yeah, son.
Why can't we get that album? Can we get that album on streaming sites, please?
We invented the remix?
We invented the remix?
Yeah.
I might have a CD somewhere. I'm going to have to dig for it.
Can we get that album on the streaming site?
I
definitely bought that CD.
Bad Boys had
some cuts.
They had that shit that Satisfy You with Biggie and R. Kelly shit. That Biggie, Fucking You Tonight shit.
That was the album that was that low key. That low key was the album where, of course, you know the hit single. It was 2 hit singles on that album. The I Need a Girl Part 1 and Part 2. I don't know why you put them both on if it was a remix album, but that Part 2, that remix.
That's my shit. You had J1, and Tim. That's a cut, bro. They had some cuts on there. Special Delivery remix.
Yo,
Ghostface
had some hits back in the day, son. They had 112. All them niggas, son.
But that group I was speaking of, before Danny came, the name of the group was called Dream.
Okay.
4 white girls. And it might be Jordan McKay. Yo, he had a lot.
I did see that name, but I didn't know who that was.
Big Devins had some bangers too, son.
Sherry
Dennis, yeah.
Red Cafe.
I watched. She has like a unforgotten documentary on YouTube too. Sherry Dennis. She tells her story, and it was pretty dope. You feel what I'm saying? About what happened. You know, with her time at Bad Boy, shit like that.
What happened?
I really can't. I can't remember verbatim. I don't even want to try to tell it and fuck it up, but I did watch it. You know what I'm saying? It's in that same series with Lil Zane and
yeah, I watched that Lil Zane joint.
Man, every time I think about that whole era, son, I just think about
Tweet has one. Tweet.
You ain't getting none tonight. Ooh, Tweet.
Yeah.
She became a DJ. I heard that was a couple of years ago. I heard she became a DJ. Well, I heard she was always.
Is that Wayne killed that remix, son? That when he put that on the
that beat was retarded. I haven't heard that freestyle in a minute.
He killed that shit back in the day. What was that on the Squad Up mixtape?
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta find out.
That was my shit, son. I never wanted to hear Tweet
the original version ever again.
That's how I felt also about that Show Me What You Got when Wayne redid that shit, son.
Yeah, he bodied that. He did body that.
Also, that one more, he killed that Maya shit, that Best of Me.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, yo, to know, because I guess I really wasn't paying attention to age back then, but to know like how young he was and all that was going on.
He was in his early 20s, son, just bodying everything put in front of him, son.
I was watching the, I guess he got a little documentary on YouTube, but it was like around the time. Well, before and during the time of the making of the Carter 3 and the release of it, and it going platinum in a week and all of that type of stuff, and him just recording, and all he did was record. All he wanted to do was rap.
Yeah. Dude, to the day, he said that's all he do, son. He said him and his producer, him and his engineer just sit in the fucking studio all day and he just raps. Son.
Like, they was excited and they ran on the
Wayne is one of the top underrated rappers of all time, if you want to go down this lane, son. Because when niggas talk top fives, a lot of times niggas don't try to throw out Wayne, son. But to me, son, he gotta be right there with Hov, son, and Biggs.
Someone's trying to enter the chat. I don't know who this is, but
rapping, spitting, that nigga spit, son. He been spitting since day one. Julio.
Which Julio?
Julio.
Oh, in the car.
I have no idea how you got to Julio.
But
yeah, his mixtape catalog alone said he was on every feature.
Twice.
He was spitting tracks, son. I mean, he was bodying everything.
Yeah,
hey, man, he paved the way for this new wave of rappers.
And I feel like when you talk about Wayne, and I'm gonna go back to what you said when you say when you talk about top five, most people don't include Wayne in that top five. And I don't think it's on purpose, but when you think top five, certain people, I feel like certain people their mind is registered to certain artists. You feel what I'm saying? Based off whatever. And I feel like it's also. I feel like at this point, it's a generational thing. It's like when you talk about basketball. You feel what I'm saying? Depending on who you ask, who's the GOAT. You feel what I'm saying? Or who's this, that, and the other. You know, you might get Jordan, you might get Kobe, you might get LeBron. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like Wayne. That same analogy applies to rap. You feel what I'm saying? With Wayne, I feel like Wayne would be like the Kobe. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like Wayne fucking saved hip hop in a sense at a time where, like I said, niggas is really coming out of the East Coast, West Coast beef, and just how that whole rivalry really made hip hop appear to be so dangerous. You feel what I'm saying? And it was like, the masses, the mainstream, that was another reason for them not to fuck with hip hop. Like, all they over there doing is talking this, that, and killing each other. You feel what I'm saying? So I felt like Wayne.
They only. I'm sorry to interject. They only fuck with hip hop when it made money for them because they love to exploit it. They love to put on their magazines and write about it, talk about it. So they loved it for that point of view, but they don't give a fuck about that shit.
What does it make, son? Just like which rapper had that line, son? He was like, "Love me when I'm buying all the jewelries and
Ross.
Ross. Yeah.
Another underappreciated
son,
rap in the game.
So I just feel like with Wayne, you feel what I'm saying? You, like you said, you definitely got to put him up there because, what I mean, not just for his label, you feel what I'm saying, but I feel like for hip hop in general at the time, he put rap on his back and was able to carry on. And I felt like, now everybody knows that hip hop is the number one genre. You feel what I'm saying? In the country. You feel what I'm saying?
And that nigga had a whole little slogan back in the day, son, when shit was talking about hip hop is dead, son. That nigga was like, he was bringing hip hop back, son.
Right. You feel what I'm saying?
I ain't dead. I'm alive.
Yeah. To the point. When
I see hip hop in the water. I see hip hop in the water. What?
Because when you think about when you look at the numbers game, you feel what I'm saying, like the charts and shit, it was at a time where, you feel what I'm saying, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, you know, in sync.
Pop is definitely 98 degrees.
You feel what I'm saying? Pop like, really had they had it all on lock, and then you feel what I'm saying. So I feel like when that transition started happening, where rap was really getting mainstream to the point of white people was fucking with it, you gotta.
Ja Rule had to start singing.
You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to Ja Rule. Shout out to Hov. You feel what I'm saying? Who made them hip hop records that were able to cross over, and I felt like Wayne was like, right. Can I get a what? You feel what I'm saying?
Honorable mention. Shout out to the Roots. Year 2000. You Got Me. Won a Grammy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it won a Grammy. I didn't know that.
You feel what I'm saying?
That shit came, what year? 98?
2000.
Came out 2000.
Nah, that was I thought that was the late 90s. You Got Me? Yeah, that's like.
Won a Grammy.
Yeah, that was like 98. That was like
99?
Yeah, 98, 99, yeah. That was definitely a 90s record. I know that for sure.
I always talk to my girls about how I feel like we were born in the best generation of music, son.
Nigga, the best generation of life.
Yes, son. Period, son. Because we grew up. Trying to say the music wise, but grew up,
son. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, man. Because I was able to listen to my parents' music, son, which is not, that far much older, but I was able to listen to the early music. I was born in the 90s. Well, I was born in the 90s, so I was able to. I grew up in the 90s, so listening to that music, I was exposed to that at an early age.
99.
And now I'm about to be 30 in a couple weeks, and I'm like, I'm not too old to the point where I can't appreciate the new music that's coming out right now. Yeah, and I'm old enough to appreciate the older music anyway. So,
right.
Like, as Mook said earlier, the middle child, that's the
syndrome.
Days to be in.
Shout out J. Cole.
Everything. We get that old school R&B feel that a lot of these young kids wouldn't know about, but you still appreciate the lyricism of the older artists. We still appreciate the turned up shit of like a little.
Yeah, that's it. And because it ain't even a thing of like they don't know about it because it's just when you present it to them because it ain't that instant. What they looking for, they just tune it off. They ready for that.
Rick today, and I also listen to Lil Uzi today. Like,
yeah, it's balanced. I can do it all in one ride to the store. I can play Hall & Oates on the way there. I can play Bobby Brown, Rick James, OTA.
Right.
On the way home.
We can listen to everything. I can listen to this right now, son.
It's a feeling, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like with us being in that middle child position, yeah, I feel like it's when it comes to the mood you want to be in musically, it's all in how you feel at that time. You feel what I'm saying?
Like it's crazy to me sometimes when I listen to records like "What's Going On" by Marvin Gaye. I used to listen to that record when I was 10 years ago. But listen to it now, turning 31 in a week or two. Shout out to the May Baby. But, Gemini. We friends. But listening to the verses on that record, and it's like, damn, it's a reality check. Like, damn, ain't shit changed. And because everything that he's saying on this song, I'm going through right now. Make me want to holler. It's crazy, but it means so much more. When I listen to Jay-Z 30-something, it means more to me now than it did when Kingdom Come first came out. And I was living at home, riding around, getting it. You know, so it's crazy, yo. Like,
it also has a big nostalgia point to it, man.
it got to be good enough though to last like that. Because are we really gonna be bumping? How many rock that shit might get played?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
20 years though, no lie, son, at a barbecue, son.
50, 60 years old, I'm bumping Migos, bro. I'm bumping Future. I'm bumping Future.
That 60-year-old nigga son smoking a blunt, listening to Spitter. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm bumping Spit. I'm bumping Wiz. You feel what I'm saying? I'm bumping Dumb. You feel what I'm saying?
It's gonna be crazy to think that that's gonna be old school music.
And then I'm
what else can be done?
Just to fuck shit up in the house.
Nigga, I'm not gonna lie, man. I was on live last night for my Women Crush Wednesday mix. You know, on the back end of it, I get into the some of the slow jams, the R&B records, and I'm just talking my shit. Had a little wine last night. I'm talking my shit like I just turned 30. Gonna act like it for real. And I'm starting to play these records, and I really wasn't paying attention to the comments. I was on live, but at one time I seen somebody that said you 90s babies old as fuck, and I'm like,
what?
What? I'm like in my mind, I'm just thinking like, damn, you don't know this record? I can't remember the specific record I was playing at the moment, but I know it was an older, early.
A lot of these kids don't even know what a VCR is.
Yeah.
Nigga, 15-year-old with a VCR.
Or Game Boy. I can't remember how old my nephew was. Probably around like 5 or 6 maybe. At the time, 6 or 7 when I first put out my Game Boy. He's like, what's that? Like, little nigga, let me tell you about a time when life was really great. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you about the good old days, son.
You feel what I'm saying?
I got too much now. Life was simple at one point.
Fuck your weed, little nigga. Let me tell you about this Game Boy.
We need Wi-Fi.
To jot down all the cheat codes to GTA, son, to go.
The Game Shark. Y'all remember the Game Shark?
Yeah, that's crazy. Bro, the cheat codes and shit.
Bro,
That's crazy.
I used to have to go to the library to print out fucking to go to the back to the crib. Games, son. Have like all the
library,
all the money.
I need all that.
And when you caught some, put the code in to make everything go. Dumb shot.
Hey yo, fast, yo.
Like, I'm gonna pull out this tank right quick and put this code in.
That's how I feel about the music, man. Like, nigga, let me go to a pawn shop now, nigga. I'm gonna cop me a Walkman, yo.
Y'all don't know what it was like having to rewind the song.
The old school headphones too, so you can't be walking with no AirPods.
Come on, bro.
Yo, do y'all remember when the in-ear joints first popped off? They were still on the thing. They just go in your ear down there. When you knew you was on and popping. Parents had a little extra bread where you can get the CD player, the CD Walkman.
Oh, I did.
I was about to say the one that didn't skip when you walk.
Nigga, I used to ride the bus in middle school, bro, with that shit. And my shit had the radio on it too.
Ooh.
Had the
what?
Had the Sony joint with the
sitting on the bus changing CDs.
I remember one of my CD players was weak, so I used to have to walk like this to make sure that it
skip.
Walk like this around the.
And you can't let it skip because it scratches CD.
You get the CD scratch, you done.
You done, son. No, man, listen. Like I say, we ain't need no Wi-Fi. We just need a 2 AA battery. Yeah. If we get a 12-pack, we lit. And something else getting plugged up. We about to get a pop.
And you would go to I would just go to the radio at night, something like that. Record whatever was on the radio that night to have on my CD, to have on my tape the next day.
I used to record.
That's how I got to cousin in Baltimore. He used to come on at night on 92Q.
I had a curfew. I used to have to set my VCR and put the TV on the channel that I needed it on, which was TNN, so I could record like Raw or SmackDown or some shit. Because I couldn't stay up late. But I had a VCR. Now we got DVR shit.
Cut, son. Nigga, I know you.
Huh?
You used to stay up to watch BET Uncut. I know you.
I did, because when that chip drill video dropped, it was a wrap.
Nigga, Uncut had some wild videos, bro.
Hey, that shit real video. Yo, that shit used to be wild, son.
What is this feeling? That was natural booty.
I remember going to sleep, son, waking up
That
sometimes.
was natural booty.
Melissa Wars and all that stuff running around on TV.
That chip drill video changed my life. I didn't know what was good.
That and Real Sex.
Yo, Real Sex was phony. That shit
I
like.
used to hate that Skinnerback shit, yo. They used to be rubbing.
Remember the Taxi Cab
They be
Confession?
rubbing on each other.
What was the cat house? The cat house mansion thing?
I used to hate them shit, yo.
Y'all
Real
niggas
Sex.
funny.
Where they ask people on the street random questions.
Random question.
Remember when they did it on Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, Dave Chappelle said,
And she was like,
you're like, what's the
yeah, I
point?
was,
Yeah, but you sleep with this gangbanger over here.
this day is over. I'm out.
No.
He said, ew. Oh, the old gangbang. She was like, my friends would cheer me on. He was so disgusting. Shout out Dave Chappelle. Oh, side note, if y'all haven't, I watched the Jerry Seinfeld stand-up that just dropped on Netflix not too long ago. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
I might watch
You
it
gotta
tonight.
watch it, like, because I've never watched a Jerry Seinfeld stand-up. His delivery is different, but when he get it going and get to the punch, you're like, oh, that shit.
He was always a funny guy.
And he talking about some real shit.
Yeah.
He talking about some real shit.
He was. I feel like he was always a funny guy, and I feel like it's partially because he's Jewish. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like we can relate a little more than the average.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You got love for Joy.
Yeah. Yo, he was and especially in the '90s, yo. For mainstream, he was the Jordan of that comedy shit, bro. Everybody wanted to be Jay. Everybody wanted to, you know what I'm saying? He was a Jordan of that '90s shit. Back to all right, we got our last half hour. Let's get back to this music shit though.
Last half hour.
So I want to talk about any new artists or upcoming artists, you feel me, who y'all feel like that may be underrated now, or you feel like will continue to be underrated, that y'all would like to see in a bigger light music wise.
It's not. I was total bullshit. Joking.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Jack Harlow.
Definitely.
Yeah, my man is well.
I like that kid, man.
Yeah, Jack Harlow. If y'all don't know who Jack Harlow is, go to whatever you stream, Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify, listen to some Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow got a lot of talent, you know what I'm saying? Jack Harlow is tough. Kid from Kentucky. You know what I'm saying?
Cousin Stead.
I like that kid, Nero.
Flip De Niro?
Yeah.
The singing kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Flip De Niro. You know what I'm saying? I would like to hear more from Flip De Niro. His last shit is with what's the shit with him and Lil Baby? I thought that's his last big record.
Because of how I move.
Watch how I move.
Yeah.
Cousin Steve. From Boston.
Mm-hmm.
That's my man. There's one person we ain't talking about. I don't know. I could be wrong. You in the A though too, Moose, so you might have a different energy when it comes to this. But personally, I don't feel like really gets the respect he deserves. Was underrated, and so was underappreciated. K-Camp.
Definitely.
I know he be having a hit, but he might because like that lottery shit, that TikTok, it went crazy. you know, but
K-Camp, I felt like K-Camp has always made.
Musically, he's been consistently.
Right. I felt like he's always made hit records. He's been dropping hit records that I can think of at least since 2013, 2012, 2013. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not a big K-Camp fan. I'm a fan of
Who?
Larry June.
Larry June, respect.
Yeah. Shout out Larry June. I'm definitely a big Larry June fan. Nah, I like Larry June.
It really, for me, bro, I'm gonna be honest, man. It really ain't no. Y'all, the people gonna have to show me something. I like Jaden Smith. I think he's good.
Jaden definitely is nice.
I think he's a great artist.
Yeah.
From total aspect, I know he might feel like he got a little privilege, but he do. I like Jaden. I feel like he heals third eye. Boss from
Boss definitely Dreamville. Yeah, I like Boss.
But going back to what we were saying earlier, though, you know, I kind of feel like he might also be one of those artists where he's cool where he's at.
Right.
Like, you know, it don't matter either way because I'm making my money. I made money. I'm good. He probably.
I feel like anybody. I feel like anybody under, you know, I feel like certain artists under the labels that they are, because they like to follow the
you just know
the path of that lead artist. You know what I'm saying? So if you under J. Cole,
right.
You feel what I'm saying? I feel like you're going to agree with and be in line with a lot of, you know, how he feel about the game and how you can get the best out of this game, and you feel what I'm saying? So definitely Vibes for real. Shout out to Vibes. I fuck with you.
And I got put on anybody. Oh, you got one?
No, I was about to say he just got the project, but nah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Nah.
The Brown Boy.
Nah, yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I know.
It's Nav. I learned it was Nav just by listening to his music. You know what I'm saying? He said it in the song. It's Nav.
I like Nav.
Now I've been a big Nav fan for a couple of years.
Beats. I like his little flow.
Yeah, I've been a big Nav fan. I actually got familiar with Nav off of SoundCloud a few years back. You know what I'm saying? I've been rocking with him ever since. And the fact that now he's starting to get, you know, I'm liking that he's starting to get more mainstream success. Cause that Tapp'd record went crazy. You know what I'm saying? You play Tapp'd in the club, and you know, granted, you got Meek Mill on it. Shout out Meek Mill, but you know what I'm saying? That's a big record for you.
Not to really change the subject too fast, son, but I'm a big Max B fan.
Definitely. Shout out to Max B.
You talked earlier about underrated, underappreciated, son. Max B is definitely a name, but that's more of a regional thing, son, I feel like, too, son.
I'm about to say, yeah. And I don't know, though. I think, it's regional, but I think Max B is definitely respected.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people fuck with Max B. You know what I'm saying?
Ones that really, really tapped in, and the ones that just know because of others and her songs and shit. I think niggas just know.
And I really feel like it really targets the ones from our era, you know, our age range. Cause I feel like I'm not gonna fault the kids, you know, for not knowing them because he's been away for so long. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But as far as our era, you know what I'm saying, and our age range, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, I feel like the majority respects and fucks with Max B.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That nigga should be home January next year.
I'm not gonna lie, yo. As far as the music right now, and as far as the music right now, what's coming out, no homo, but I miss A$AP Rocky, bro.
A$AP Rocky really transitioned, sound like he transitioned from all.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like Rocky, bro.
They should fuck with A$AP, son. I used to really fuck with A$AP tough, yo.
I like
that, son. Still one of my favorite projects ever, son. But
if you're talking like that, Isaiah Rashad, I could take another Isaiah Rashad project.
Yeah, definitely Isaiah Rashad. You know what I'm saying? Some say for the fans that I know, the fans of Isaiah Rashad that I know personally, a lot of them say that they think he's better than Kendrick.
That's how I used to feel about Ab Soul.
I was about to use the name out of my mouth.
I was about to say the same about. I used to feel that way about Ab Soul. I used to think he was better than Kendrick back in the day, son. But now I can't. So
you just don't think he could make songs?
That nigga's not as consistent, man.
Like he got the flow, he can spit, but he can't.
He really can flow any way he wants.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that's crazy about it.
That's like Los, King Los. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's another. I think he cool with it too, though.
Yeah.
I think it don't.
He writes for a lot.
About to say, yeah, he does a lot. He does a lot of writing for people. So.
But she was running with Daddy at one point.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, man. I can't really think of no more new niggas that's like really, like I see y'all 10 years from now.
Yeah, but I also feel like a lot of the younger artists that are coming out, I feel like mentally, I don't think a lot of them are in it for the longevity. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can tell.
That'd be cool.
I feel like you can tell by who come out and how they come out. You feel me? Who's in it for the longevity and who's in it for the now. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of the young artists are in it for the now. You won't hear them 10 years from now.
That's why for me, it's really hard. It's kind of hard to judge music nowadays. I mean, I take it for what it is and I enjoy it, but to really try to put a label on something, I think I see how it goes. Like I said, there's so much new shit coming out constantly. You know, it's just a breath of fresh air when you get something from one of the people that you really just. I mean, we do that. If we can get something that's close to the Yellow Album again, nah.
Don't get me started, son.
I don't, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying?
Don't get me started.
When Hov does things and starts to rap, we get excited. You know what I'm saying? So,
like that last Hov mixtape.
Right. That's what that shit sounds like. That mixing was terrible. It sounded bad. Everything I listened to.
It's tough, son. Yo, the first song of the first album, son, like the first verse.
Was Hov. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Another nigga start your fucking album, yo.
When's the last time you really talked about this album? When's the last time you listened to the album?
I ain't gonna lie.
What album is this?
Yeah, Electronica.
Oh, yeah, that was a one and done.
When's the last time you listened to the album?
The day, I think probably like the day or the day after it came out.
It come on shuffle over here, but sometimes
I didn't even add it to my I didn't even add it to my library. I had a lot of respect.
I be adding shit to my library out of respect. I ain't even gonna.
Nah, I don't.
I be like, I'm gonna get to it one day.
I don't. That ain't one of them for me, bro. It was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for what it was, and and when I have conversations with people about music, that's usually what I say. It's just like when you just don't have no expectations when it comes to that shit. You really just don't have no expectations for shit. Because you set yourself up for disappointment. But
I'm not gonna lie. Because you just said expectation, and I don't mean to shift right now, but this Friday, the Atlanta God is back himself. Hendrix drops on Friday.
Future dropping an album tomorrow?
Future drops an album on Friday.
Tonight? I'll be up for it.
I won't.
He dropped he already dropped. I'm about to see if I can pull it up. He dropped the track list.
Nigga, I'm still working in the
I'm tired
of it. That's tired of it.
I'm sorry.
Calling me old, man. I'm Not even.
Hey, old ass nigga. Nah,
High Off Life is the name of the album.
How many tracks did it have?
I didn't really like that Tycoon record.
I liked it.
I don't even think I really even listened to it. Right. Bumped it once and I was like, never went back.
Yeah, go back and listen to it again.
Maybe it's a shame on me.
Drake, Travis Scott, Lil Uzi, The Baby, and Young Thug are some of the features on this album.
What song he got with Drake? Well, Life is Good.
Probably so. I'm trying to put the track list now.
Let me see if I can find it. I feel like yes, we I was a good song. I don't think Big Boy gets the respect he deserves.
And because he is tough, man. When 3 Stacks was one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah,
Man, it was pretty evenly matched at one point.
To answer your question, Fat, yeah, Life is Good and Life is Good remix, both are on the album.
How many tracks is on it?
I think it's 21.
21.
NBA Youngboy is also on the album. Lil Durk is also on the album, and Doughboy is on the album.
I gotta tap into Lil Durk, yo. People just keep saying Lil Durk.
I like Lil Durk. I like Lil Durk.
See, you on the same wave, son, because I haven't really been like, Lil Durk ain't really show me much. I mean, from what I listen to.
I don't know. I ain't gonna say that because I ain't never really gonna.
I mean, from what I listen to, ain't been like, yo, I gotta crack.
I'm not gonna lie, he definitely changed from when he first came out. But when he first came out, I felt like he was way more harder for me. You know what I'm saying? I definitely fucked with I think it was Signed to the Streets. That's the name of the project. That's his series for Signed to the Streets. I think it was 2 or 2.5 was the mixtape, and that shit had the bangers on there. You know what I'm saying? Go tap me that. Early Dirt was cool. I think that was like 2012 maybe, around that time.
I listened to it. You put me onto that Quando Rondo shit, man. I've listened to that shit.
I've been going through that project.
Shout out Quando Rondo.
Q-Pop.
Q-Pop. That's his latest project. But Quando Rondo, go back and listen to his last mixtape too. Quando Rondo got some shit.
Yeah, that ABG song I was fucking with before, son. So
yeah.
I listened to it before.
And he's from Savannah.
Yeah, he was right here. They love him.
They love him. Yeah.
Good to show him love. Yes, sir. I tell you, so like I said, for me, I'm constantly digging into crazy. I'm listening to more older music than ever now. I tap into the new stuff, and I'm out. I've really been paying attention to like live music. With some of these artists, a lot of these artists, any live music videos I can find. I just like or live music albums I can find. I like the audio. I'm gonna say it's better with the live band and shit. But this new shit really is good song. Whole drop an album. It's over. I think Ho's gonna give us one more.
It was what I be thinking about, bro, is like it don't seem like it as the music come out, but I'm thinking like, yo, as we getting older, these niggas is getting older. You feel what I'm saying? So now, fast you're entering your second year, my Frenchie, we entering our, just into our 30s. You feel what I'm saying? Think about the artists that they're not that much older than us, but now they about to be pushing into their 40s. You know what I'm saying? Or some of them already have. You know what I'm saying? So I be thinking about shit like that. But
most of them are.
Huh?
Most of them are.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like when the music coming out, and I'm still feeling like, when it first
21.
got right when you first got introduced to it, I'm like, man, they still doing it.
I feel like I be listening to Titty Boy.
Right.
But the only person that I can't get that feeling from, but I can't really say that because I never had that feeling, was Gucci. Do you like new Gucci? Luke? I know you being a DJ and everything.
I like old Gucci more on the music tip.
You still spinning old Gucci records more than you spinning new Gucci records.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, but I also feel like for a time that we in now, you feel what I'm saying? You know, especially with the trap music, I feel like that era of trap music don't hit like this era of trap music. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I feel like that also has to do, you know, with the updated production and the, you know, different sounds and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I feel like.
So can we?
That's why I feel like certain artists that after they came home, like Gucci, like Boosie, you feel what I'm saying? They not, you know, everybody expected them. They gonna jump right back in the game like it was 2005, 6, 7. You feel what I'm saying? And they was gonna be able to deliver like they did, and they did. Boosie is relevant right now because of Instagram and his antics on Instagram.
Not because of you.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not always a good thing, but you know, news.
All right, you about to get a show.
Might as
I
well.
feel you.
They say all news is good news.
But that's what I'm saying though. So it's like,
all publicity is good publicity.
but don't get me wrong, like, cause I feel like Gucci can also. I like feature Gucci too. You know what I'm saying? Cause Gucci get on them radio records and he give you some.
You do.
You know what I'm saying?
I heard Gucci on a Common record and I was like, oh shit.
You know what I'm saying?
This nigga rapping with Common, bro.
Yeah. And Gucci fuck with a lot of people for like if you it's a couple of videos on YouTube, you know, interviews and shit with Gucci Gucci now, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of artists that Gucci fuck with, you know what I'm saying?
Still to this day, absolutely. He's one of them people you gotta respect it.
Right.
He paved the way for y'all. It's crazy. You said something. I ain't never really heard a guy call it that before. The new version of trap, the evolved trap music has evolved.
Right.
From what it was in that era.
I felt like I felt like speaking in music terms, how we talk about it, you know, that was Dirty South. You know what I'm saying? At one point.
Those are bold.
Yeah, that was Dirty South. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you had, you know, certain trap within the Dirty South. You know what I'm saying? Like Gucci. Like I said, pretty much been the same ever since. You know what I'm saying? But overall, that was like, you know, with the South in general, just taking over not just Atlanta, but you know, down in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Over in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Houston. All that was Dirty South. But then the trap portion of it, I felt like really just took off. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it paved into what it is now and the artists you bought. But I definitely fuck with the trap shit now probably than I did back then. But definitely now than I did back then because it's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of nice artists in the trap era of hip hop that put out good shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, they really low-key just paved the way.
Right.
Paved the way for you.
Like Moneybagg Yo, I'm a big fan of Moneybagg Yo. I have like all his projects in my Apple Music.
Did you say Corbett?
Definitely not.
You old ass nigga.
Yo,
Nigga, I fuck with Money Man son as opposed to Moneybagg Yo, so I can't do it.
I feel like Moneybagg Yo is the reason Money Man didn't take off like he was supposed to.
You think he's supposed to be in his spot?
Because I feel like if you think about it, if you look at it at that time, you know what I'm saying, before when Moneybagg was really about to pop and shit, that was also Money Man. You know what I'm saying?
Money Man still putting out tapes though like that, so I think he's gonna pop sooner or later. So, but
Nah, he probably taking that independent route. He's chilling. I feel like he used to have to deal with Cash Money. I don't think he got it no more. But I think he's just taking that independent. I feel like he's fucking. By the looks of it, he has his own dispensary, or he's in the weed industry. I feel like that's where his money comes from. He could just be rapping, And
he's a butcher.
I'm ready for an album. I'm ready for that album.
Which one?
Then he's a butcher.
Yeah. True.
We got Conway, and we got Westside. We got Westside Thurs. We got a whole Griselda project.
Yeah.
Benny about to come with that fire.
Benny gonna come with, I know Benny album is gonna be so tough, son. I know he's gonna
be some New York. That's gonna be some New York shit for real.
Shit, son.
Grimy.
I'm not gonna lie. I fuck with them niggas, but I'm not that type of nigga.
Not that type thing.
They cool, but
grimy New York shit. Yo.
Yeah, I'm just not.
That's just a certain right there, son.
I'm listening to that one. I'm playing 2K. Like,
I'm listening to that, or certain things. I'm doing my little workouts. So I'm, around the house doing my little shit. Sometimes I'm nervous. That Lucha Bros and Undertaker versus Goldberg. Certain tracks I be in with my people.
I think it was the Hitler versus Hitler with seven. The last one, he had the Balenciaga jacket on. The floor. The first record with the intro with Drama, with DJ Drama.
Yeah.
He just talking shit, and then Drama get on there.
That's all he do, son. That's what he do.
And like he just talk fly shit, yo. Like that. I don't even know what to say. The beats be grimy.
One of my favorites, though.
That again?
Where Hermes 5 is. 4. My bad. It's one of my favorites. 4.
It just be grimy, son. That's why I fuck with it.
The cow hit on Hitler where Hermes 4 is one of my favorite West Side tracks.
It's a lot of music, bro.
Nowadays, man, I feel like it's just dropping like this, man. You just having
so much music. I'm not gonna lie. The last couple of days, like driving to work in the morning, I just been listening to mad older shit, but just random shit. Like a lot of shit I was sending y'all in the chat this morning. I was just listening to it.
Yeah, you was taking it to great.
You know what I'm saying? I would just listen. I just be.
That nigga came like that. That nigga came with the bar.
Be like that sometimes, yo.
Yeah.
Be like that.
That the band record, that's my shit though. That I like your style. That
beat?
Yeah.
Babs wrote that shit, maybe, guys. Sarah came on there on the hook. Sarah came on that bitch.
I've been trying to find that beat by itself for so long. I cannot find that beat. I might gotta make it. Yeah. There's a lot of good records. I forgot about that Wyclef and Missy record.
That came out the blue with that shit.
That was a big record in 2003.
I haven't heard. I couldn't even remember that shit. That him and the Rock record. I didn't even remember that.
I never even knew about that.
See, I knew about. I knew about.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
The Rock record. Oh, that shit was big.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
It's a crazy story. That was 2000 for real. That was when The Rock was at his peak in wrestling. Scorpion King, all that. I think that was a year later. But
okay.
My stepmom at the time, when I used to go to my dad's house, you know what I'm saying? Wrestling was a thing. We used to watch wrestling, you know what I'm saying? My stepmom was a big Rock fan, you know what I'm saying? She loved The Rock, you know what I'm saying? So when and she was into, hip hop and shit like that. So When that I remember being in the car, she had that Wyclef album on CD. You know what I'm saying? She had it she had it on CD player and shit. And we used to listen to that shit all the time when I was in the car. Cause she loved the rock. You know what I'm saying? That's how I knew about that song.
They had some cushion on there. 911.
Yeah. And a song about Diallo.
Guy on that album. Amadou Diallo.
Yeah, the song about Diallo. That's how honestly, that's how I even found out about that story. That's crazy. That was mad long ago. You know what I'm saying? And that shit's still happening now.
To this day.
Crazy.
That shit don't make no sense.
Shit crazy.
It hurts your heart.
Yeah. Listen to the fucking Wyclef, bro. That shit was crazy.
The Wyclef shit. Came out the blue with that.
That's crazy, yo. That George shit batter. That video was crazy. Go watch that video.
I do. I gotta put that in the bar.
His first album, that Carnival album was actually dope. You know what I'm saying? I know he made it into like a series, but the first one, we got some cuts on there.
Damn, they talking about Wyclef. I'm about to go on my stuff and get up off this now.
That's what I'm saying, bro. There's so much fucking music. Like, this shit is fucking ridiculous. You forget about a lot of artists. Nigga, I started listening to that. I actually started going through that Obi Trice album, the Cheers album with the setup on it.
Obi Trice?
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Underrated.
Yeah. That's underrated.
Production to lyrics to features.
Shout out Obi Trice, man. Obi Trice has some shit.
The rap song.
What's our next? I mean, I guess we'll chat this weekend. What our next topic would be? I want to come up with something. Think about something. Do for our next shit.
I had an idea I was about to throw out there, but I'll probably wait to the. Matter of fact, I might just go ahead and y'all don't go nowhere now. Y'all don't go nowhere, but we're gonna wrap up episode 7. Shout out anybody who watched, tuned in with us, commented. Don't forget to subscribe and share Tapp'd Radio. Tell a friend, you know what I'm saying? Every Tuesday, Thursday, 9 to 11. You know what I'm saying? We
tap in.
Talk real rap shit. DJ Meezy, Faster King, Frenchie 526.
Peace and love, my black people.
We're going to end the live stream, and we will see y'all on Tuesday. Right?
Tuesday.
What's it, Thursday? Yeah. Indeed. We're going to see y'all on Tuesday.